How's everybody doing? So today I'll be talking about baseball, my favorite pastime, my favorite sport to watch, America's favorite pastime. That's what it's deemed as. Um, but more importantly, I'm going to be talking about baseball in America before 1880. So actually, baseball, there's not a set founder. It is believed that it was invented by a man named Abner Doubleday, I believe is how it's pronounced, in Cooperstown, New York. That's why a lot of the jerseys you see nowadays, they're Cooperstown collection, because that's where it's believed it's found. The game was developed in various forms. It comes from England. Uh, they had games like cricket or rounders that resembled a bat and ball game, which we took and, kind of made it our own and kind of made the game of baseball. Early rules of baseball before 1880 were people coming together, having a bat, having a ball. I have a bat here. I don't have a ball. This is a very tiny bat, but it is a resemble of, a bat that you would use in baseball. Um, they didn't have a formal set of rules like we have now. Like we have the pitch clock, we have innings, we have all these different rules that you have to follow in order to play the game. Uh, but they did add bases shortly after the first like kind of development of the game uh, in 1845 when the Knickerbocker rules came out. The Knickerbocker rules were a set of rules made by the Knickerbocker uh, Baseball Club in New York, and Alexander Cartwright was actually the one who founded this league and made these rules, and it laid the foundation for all the rules we have in modern baseball, which included the bases. The bases are the biggest part of baseball. It's the whole objective of the game. You hit the ball, you run to a certain base, and then you just keep going around. And if you get all the way back home, you score a run. Uh, and then it also made the rule of you had to have 9 people. You didn't want to play with more, and you didn't want to play with less. You needed 9 people to play. In America, we view baseball as a massive, sport, brings people together, tears people apart, but we're focused on the unity. If we go back to the Civil War, baseball was actually played on the front lines. It was very big in bringing people together. It was big on just uh, being a solid game where you could just come and play and just enjoy time together in the time of war. I mean, the Civil War, we know it was massive war in America, and it just brought people together and unified us as one group, and it was just a thing to pass time. That's why it's called America's pastime. Um, it, uh, it made them also work as a team. In war, you really want to be a team. You really want to actually go out and fight as a team and be able to trust one another. And in baseball, you had to act as a team. It's a team of 9. You had to have 9 people, and you work together to score, you work together to hit, and you work together to win. So it was just a way to bring everybody together and teach everybody how to play as a team, act as a team, and just just have that good fun time together in order to do that. Baseball began to get popular because of the Civil War, and the Civil War actually made it nationally known, because obviously everybody knew about the Civil War. So the Civil War truly boosted the popularity of the game of baseball. The National League ended up being founded in 1876, which led it to becoming a national sport. So, um, the the Knickerbocker League laid the foundation for modern baseball, and it set the rules and the regulations that modern baseball still bases itself of. And then the Knickerbocker League actually advanced into the National League, and then from the National League we now have the American League, and we have these divisions, and we have all these teams that make up the Major League Baseball. But if it weren't for the rules and regulations and the teams and the league of the Knickerbocker uh, era, we would not have what we have now. So, the baseball before 1880 doesn't look like what we have today. It is definitely a more popular sport now. It is one of my favorite sports. It has so many teams, so many rivalries, so many different things that can go on in the sport. And you know, back then it was a few people, few teams going out and playing backyard style baseball. I mean, there was really no rules. There was no bases until the Knickerbocker League. Um, it was just a fun time where people could go out and just have a competitive game, and we based it out of England. Um, the the Knickerbocker League truly set the foundation for the sport we have today. And if it wasn't for the Knickerbocker League, we wouldn't have teams, we wouldn't have a league, and we wouldn't even have bases. Like the Knickerbocker League introduced bases because before that you were just playing in a field. So yeah, baseball pre 1880 does not look like what we have today, but we wouldn't have what we had today without baseball before the 1880s and the Knickerbocker League.